the joys of life and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, ham solo. It's time, baby. Low. It's time how we do. Hey. They said, we said we hit. They said, we said we on. They said, we said we strong. They said, we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said, we said we in. They said, we said we on. They said, we said strong. They said, we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a wheel. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Cut you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said go.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest installment of BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. This week, we'll be dealing with the fallout from Fallout. Ubisoft and EA continue their hot streak of leading the ranking in people's imaginary shit lists all over the world. And Palworld finally show their hand. Will they defeat Pokemon once and for all? Find out today on BullSittin. I'm your host, Loke7, and joining me today is the lovely Nintendo goddess, Cozy Beluga. Mr. Behind Them Sticks, Ham Solo, will be in a bit. The man that licks games more than anyone alive, Mr. Matt Likes Games, and our tech specialist with over 5 decades in IT and our obligatory and our obligatory old guy, Mental 9R.
Yay!
Hey,
Everyone likes
just
old guys.
happy to be here representing the geriatric crew. So.
Oh yeah, Team Jerry.
Woo!
EEI, all right? We have to follow the rules, Mental. Our special guest this week
5 decades.
Is
wow.
You. Everyone in the chat, every single one of you guys, you guys are our guests. Tell us what you've been playing this past week, and also what you think about the Fallout show and the discourse around it. Before we partake in this week's session of digital savagery, tell me, Cozy, are you feeling rosy?
Absolutely.
Please tell us why.
Number 1, Broken Roads. I've been enjoying that. You know, as you guys know, I've been waiting for that since last year. And also, bam! I made ginger beer, and it's been fermenting in my kitchen for like 2.5 weeks, and I'm ready to crack it open and give it a try.
Mental, are we allowed to? Are we allowed to ask Cozy like how she made it? Is this like in terms of terms and conditions? Can we get in trouble with YouTube over this?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, it is alcohol. I don't know if we want to broadcast how that's made.
All right,
but...
Cozy.
That's true.
Let's just leave it. Let's just leave it there.
I'm really curious, but
I'm not that
know.
curious.
Yeah, you're worried about your ESG rating, right? So
yeah. So let's leave that alone. Let's leave that alone.
Maybe if it's 18 and older type stream, so you might be okay. Go for it.
Hey, Cozy, how did you make that?
No,
how did you make that delicious
juice? That's not
juice?
what we're doing. That's not what we're doing, guys.
What was the process of making that juice drink you have?
Oh my lord.
You just take sugar and ginger and you blend up the ginger really fine. Take some sugar, stick it in, stick the ginger sugar, add some water, just a bit, enough to cover all the ginger and the sugar, and dissolve it, and then you just let it sit for a week
There you go.
or 2 or 3 until it starts.
It's not
I
bad.
love I love how you guys like it never gets old for me at least. When you say sugar, it's sugar. But you guys say sugar, water. It's very
No,
funny.
Emphasis on the R.
There's definitely an
No.
R on the end of it.
No, the accent is like we say water, sugar.
We
You
in
guys
Texas say water. We say sugar. Texas is so different.
Whatever, man.
It's pretty far south, so
It is.
probably is what's going on there.
What?
Yeah, that's true.
It's more like
I mean,
southwest. What?
From
No, not
me,
just south.
it's
All
way
right.
south, right?
yeah.
Don't be doxing yourself on here. All right. Mr. Joanna Doug, welcome in. Stanley Francois, welcome. Wagwan Banti. He says you can have non-alcohol ginger beer. All right, good to know.
You can,
Uh,
but mine is alcoholic.
No,
Cozy,
it's not.
We're trying to dodge.
There
that
goes
bullet.
that rating.
We're
Kills
trying
it
to
just
dodge
like
that.
that.
bullet.
She is joking. She's joking.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. It's not for real. Uso Vinny, mahalo. Welcome in.
Vinny!
Is this how you make plutonium? It's sugar. Cozy, is that how you make plutonium?
You don't make plutonium. At least I don't.
Ah.
It'd be expensive.
All right. Well, since we're gonna dodge this bullet here, with your ginger beer, Cozy, please give us the rundown on this game that you've been so excited for so long. So, X-Man, welcome in. Give us like a mini review, or you can make it a review. It's fine.
No, I'm going to do a full review later when I've played it through. So I think so one of the things I actually got into it thinking this game was more Fallout, and I actually appreciate that it's not, other than it being post-apocalyptic. It's like very interesting because it's very much, the same way that Fallout games are very Americana. This game is very Australian. And it's interesting because it has a Australiana. Is that a thing? I don't know.
Let's make it a thing.
But I have really been appreciating it. That I also really appreciate. I guess the way to describe it is sort of like there's a mundaneness to it.
Mundane.
And it, like the same way that in State of Decay, there's like the daily grind that you do when you play it, which is like, you have your trips planned, you're just going to go collect stuff and wander around like you would in in some sort of apocalyptic situation. You're not going to be like, every moment isn't going to be exciting. And and I'm enjoying that. I like I like a game that you just kind of exist in a world as opposed to some grand goal. If you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So far, that's what I've been enjoying about it.
Sorry, what game are we talking about?
Broken Roads.
Broken Roads?
So you're not a fan of like being like the chosen one?
Yeah. Sometimes it's not. It's like, more games where, you're not necessarily a chosen one. Someone destined to do something great. You're just existing.
You're just struggling.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, what's your rating? So far
I am giving it.
What's your IGN
7.
score?
A 7.
7 out of 10. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good IGN score.
Yes, it is.
Is it an Xbox game?
It's available currently on Xbox, PC, and PS4, PS5. Well, no, okay. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox. And I don't know when they're going to release it on the Switch, but they're planning to release it on the Switch too.
Okay. So I thought it might be Xbox exclusive with a rating like 7. That's
Damn.
Ouch.
Okay, the old man has jokes. Okay. Welcome in, Vincent Vega. Rachie says Death Road to Canada is better. I like building my character from the bottom. Okay, so it seems a lot of people like the whole not being the chosen one thing, Cozy. That's a good.
What?
That's a good sign. All right. What we've been playing, Cozy, you can go first. What you been playing this past week? Since you already have it on big screen.
Broken Roads, Rotato. And don't yell at me because I keep saying I won't do it.
Uh-huh.
The
Starfield.
Expanse.
Almost.
Still playing The Expanse. Did you not
Not
finish
The Expanse. I should have been playing The Expanse.
Oh, okay. All right. So you haven't finished.
You know what
yet.
I've been playing.
Starfield.
Let's
go.
Oh my lord! You better hide. We don't want to see your face.
Be
Playing
proud.
Starfield. Seriously.
Proud of you.
Be proud.
It's not a smoke detector, Uso. It's the AC. I turned on the AC. It's getting hot in here. Talking about Starfield. Matt, what you been playing this past week?
Buddy, I mean, I beat Portal 1. I was on my way to beating Portal 2. I'm like right at the end of it, and then I got really hyped for Fallout, so I'm playing a lot of Fallout right now. And that's really what I've been playing. I mean, since like the day before the show came out, I've been playing Fallout. Fallout 3, Fallout 4. I need to start a new thing on Fallout. I'm all over the place.
You should try Fallout 2.
I don't own them, but I do know they're on sale. I don't think I would like them, but I'm not against giving them a shot.
Fallout 2, I think, is available on PC Game Pass.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think they all are, aren't they?
I don't know.
Go and buy it. Go and buy it on Steam. All right. Stop with this Game Pass.
If I like,
right? Those are my trigger words. All right. Starfield and Game Pass. All right. Those are my trigger words.
Well, get over it, bud, because I'm gonna play Fallout later on Game Pass. On Xbox Game Pass, and then if I like it, and then I'll also play Starfield on Xbox Game Pass, and if I like Fallout 1 and 2, then I'll buy it on Xbox Game Pass. Look, that's what I'll do.
With that, what's the discount? Is it 25%, 20? What's the discount? I keep forgetting.
Well, honestly, yeah, through Game Pass, it's 20% off of.
Lord, that's crazy.
But I know.
Yeah, they're on sale though for like $5 or something right now, aren't they?
Exactly. Like on Fanatical, you can get like the whole bundle on Steam, like every Fallout game for like $25 or something like that.
Yeah, I already own them all though. But
yeah, that's
the problem.
That is wild. Cozy, now you got everyone talking about Starfield. Bunty's playing it. Stanley Francois is playing it. Man.
See, I gotta go. I gotta play Starfield.
I know.
Mental, I will skip you. All right, I will skip you. Don't try me.
Okay? I could honestly boot up Starfield right now. I wouldn't. I'd do it right now.
You
I'm not sure what you've been playing this past week.
Wait, you haven't booted it up right now?
No, it's not. I'm currently playing Fallout 3.
Little Dr. Evil.
Yeah. But maybe.
Wait, we weren't supposed to boot it up right
now? All
right. Like you thought that was the cue? It's go time.
You are supposed to boot it up right now.
Anyway.
What you been playing this past week? This is
not a lot. I've been kind of just too busy with life and trying to get a couple videos out and stuff, which I was successful at doing. But yeah, just a little bit of RoboCop and that's it. And
stop adulting.
Haven't even got to go back to Last of Us 2 for a while now, so that kind of sucks. I gotta get back into that.
You can get off the screen.
all the trigger words.
You guys are trying too hard to piss me off today. You're trying too hard. Yeah. It's not even funny anymore.
It's a phenomenal
game. We're trying to piss you off. We're just US.
No, okay. I haven't even had the time to get back to Nier Automata yet. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah,
it's okay.
Better. That cleanses the palate. I finished Darkest Dungeon. I finished that.
Oh, cool.
I'm now I think I'm halfway through Space Marine. I'm replaying
What'd you think of Darkest Dungeon?
Great game. I can't wait to have the time to play the second one. I've already bought the Ultimate Edition of the second. I didn't even know there was a second one. I had no idea. I was just chatting with Flemish. I was chatting with Flemish, talking about how much I love the game, and he's like, "Dude, you know there's a sequel." I was like, "Hell no! There's no way there's a second." And then he sends me the link. The character animations are better. The story is better. Everything's just better. And I'm like, okay, if I jump into this, I'm probably not going to have time for Stellar Cheeks or anything anytime soon. So that's why I went back to the original Space Marines. Still kind of holds up, guys. Like there's lots of bugs, especially on the elevators going up or down, but still holds up for me at least. I'm having a blast. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. What's everyone else been playing? Richie says Fallout 1 or 2. Stanley wants you to start Starfield, Matt.
You didn't read what he said. He said they were
Welcome
rebuilding civilization.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, speaking of Fallout, let's not bury the lead, guys. Thoughts on the TV show? Yes, Sir X-Man. We finally have Amazon Prime in Mozambique. We didn't have it until November last year, if I'm not mistaken. As soon as we got it, I started watching Reacher and all this other stuff. So we now have Amazon Prime. We're now like officially a place.
You gotta watch The Expanse.
There you go.
Oh my!
Yeah, The Expanse is good.
Eventually, because you told me it was like 6 or 7 seasons. I'm good for now.
It's so good.
Let me get through Fallout. It's on my bucket list. So yeah, about the TV show.
Okay,
Matt,
I'm gonna mute you.
I
gotta mute you guys because I haven't watched it yet, so I'm just gonna mute you.
Oh, I'm not gonna do any spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
I'm just kidding anyway.
I will say I woke up early this morning. I binged.
I'll do it, Richie.
I was on like episode 4, and I binged from 4 to 8 all this morning. And I mean, the whole season is just amazing. Like they nailed the show, the tone and everything. Like they nailed it. The humor, the characters, story is really, really good. And obviously the action is a big part of the TV show.
Yes.
First episode was great. It kept pace throughout the entire season, and then with the final episode, it ended so. The last episode was just fucking crazy. It was amazing.
Wow.
That show is amazing. That's my favorite new show in like a long time. A long time.
You sure that's not recency bias?
No, that's not. That's not. Because I remember when Last of Us came out, and I was like, this show is really good. Because that's how I felt about it. I was like, this is a really good show. This show is like the story. It has the story quality that Last of Us had. I mean, obviously different stories, obviously, but like it has the story plus the action. Whereas Last of Us was a lot of really good story, lacked in the action.
Kind of like the game.
Well, I feel like the game had way more action than the TV show.
I think
yeah,
that might be just an issue of like being very Last of Us's best parts being. I mean, the gameplay is solid, but the best part of the experience
is the
story.
Yeah.
Like as opposed to Fallout, which, those two are kind of like very much integral to how you experience the game.
Yes.
Can't separate the two.
And they nailed it. They nailed it with the show.
Last of Us is more of that game where you're just getting through the combat to get to the next story piece.
I can see that.
All right.
So yeah, that would probably be the difference in how it's structured.
But overall, what's your takeaway from the show, Cozy?
I have not rolled through it completely because I'm pacing myself. I'm not an animal.
I'm an animal.
Yes.
What episode are you on?
2.
2.
Thank you.
Did you finish 2, or do you need to start?
I'm about halfway through 2, and I'm probably going to restart.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, I honestly, caught me from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of like, dang, this is immediately like this is good, and I think the best part about it is you could tell this was done by people who loved the source material, like just really love the source material. And I get certain things like art's not as easy to adapt, but there's just so many small
Bullshit.
details
Art is very
about
easy
it.
to adapt. That's bullshit. That's
What?
bullshit. I could make you a Final Fantasy movie. I could do it, and I will make it. And all I have to do is just get the games, take all the references, and put them in a movie. That's it.
That doesn't make it good.
No, I think Final Fantasy. I think the reason Fallout works well is because it's a very strong world, lots of great lore, but also
not the characters.
It's an RPG, so you can create as long as you have the good writing. You can structure it kind of how you want within terms of what story you're trying to tell, because the story, unless you do a like walkthrough or something, no one's really going to play Fallout the exact same way as someone else.
Yeah, it's not possible.
So I think Fallout itself, like, it's a type of game that lends itself to, because you're just a vault dweller. Well, except for New Vegas and Fallout 2. You're just a vault dweller. And
Spoilers
you make the story.
For Fallout 2.
What?
I imagine this stuff happens at the beginning of the
It's not a spoiler. It's not. It's like.
I'm saying for Fallout 2. It's a joke.
It's not a spoiler.
Fallout 2 it came out like decades ago. Mental was a child when Fallout 2 came out.
Was Mental even born? Relax.
I was 35 when Fallout 2 came out.
Mental was like 6 years old.
That's how old it is.
Point is, I just want to move it to Bunty's argument here. Mental, have you played this game? Have you watched this show? Because to Bunty's point, I have recommended Fallout to someone that's not a gamer, because when I was watching that thing, it felt like such a, like, we're not used to it as gamers. I'm saying it as from my perspective. I'm used to people shitting on our stuff. I'm used to people taking out the original concept of things that we made valuable by buying into them, and then saying, you know what, this thing that you guys love is shit. I'm going to make it better. That's what I'm used to from writers, designers, all these people, right?
Yeah.
Watching this, it felt like a hug.
So I haven't seen it.
To anyone that loves it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I will be watching it with my wife, because that tells you how good the trailers and the advertising has been for this, because she was like, didn't you play this game? This show looks like it's going to be really good. Do you want to watch it with me? And I'm like, well, yeah, of course. If you want to watch it, I'm down with that. Absolutely. So it shows you the advertising has been fantastic. And she read a few of the reviews talking about how great it is. So, that says something. If they're getting people that don't otherwise know anything about it, and they're willing to watch it and sit down and enjoy it, that's pretty cool. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Cozy, by the way, you're only here because we love your bird. We don't give two shits about you. It's about the bird.
Wow. Right? I actually have another guest right now, but she's not in the same room.
Yeah.
That was pretty harsh, man.
So
people like I've noticed. I've noticed Texans are very blunt sometimes. Like that was harsh.
Too blunt.
Yeah, like no filter.
The truth hurts. All right.
Yeah.
It is what it is. There's a Tales of Arise anime. Are you serious? Oh man. Okay. I have work to do. Look, they've made Final Fantasy movies before. Yeah, and they were pretty good. I like them. I do like the movies. I don't really play Fallout, but the show makes me want to play it. It's very good, guys. Can we talk about how many people are now going back to play Fallout 76, Fallout 4. It's wild. Like the numbers are crazy. Any story that you're not Kurosaki Ichigo with the one. Okay, this guy's definitely a Bleach fan. Reichi, we get it. All right. Mental, go ahead.
I was going to say, have you guys played Fallout 4?
Yes.
You did? Okay. I started it like 3 times, but it just feels like it's too pushy in the direction of base building, and I just wasn't into that. I loved Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Those were awesome, and 4 just never grabbed me. So I was just curious.
The base building is just at the beginning. I don't think you got far enough then, because you can completely ignore base building.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll go back and give it a try then.
Building.
Yeah. After the tutorial, after that little tutorial section that, yes, it really does force you to do it. But after you pass that, it's done.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything. You can let that black dude with the cowboy hat, what's his name? Preston. Is it Preston?
Yep.
You can just let him keep saying that he needs your help and keep moving on with your life. It's fine. Move on.
Okay, but okay.
Yeah. And
cool.
It doesn't affect anything.
Okay. My buddy, put a obscene amount of hours into that, built like all kinds of crap to display all his power armor and everything. And I just thought, I don't have the time to do that. But if I can ignore that stuff, like in Fallout 3, I had a room where I had my Nuka-Cola machine and stuff like that, right? Where I stored all my bottle caps and everything, and my Nuka-Cola Quantums or whatever they were, the glowing ones. Mm-hmm. So, I had that kind of stuff. But yeah, like I don't mind collecting stuff, but I don't want to have to build big bases and junk. So, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now that I know that, maybe I'll give it another shot.
Back. Please go back. Minimal effort.
Cool.
Just get through it, and then the whole thing just opens up. You will love Fallout 4.
Cool. I'll give it a try. Ham is here.
Yeah.
Ham. Look at that. Get him full screen just because he was late. Pump the screen up.
How you doing?
Show that.
I was up for a good portion of the night.
Let's go.
Sounds
as
like
you see, I dropped that video this morning.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to bed. And what's crazy is I share Amazon Prime with a buddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I self-sabotage myself. The only place that I can watch Amazon Prime is in my bedroom.
Okay.
So did I really go to bed?
There you go.
This guy watched the whole of Fallout.
He was up all night.
And then after staying up until my daughter had to go to school. And then after staying up until my daughter had to go to school, then I was like, hey, you know what? I have a little bit of energy right now.
Wow. Cool.
Why not try Fallout 4 for a little bit?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Good.
I think I remember Matt liking.
Yes, I did.
My tweet, and that's the last thing I remember.
That's the last thing I remember.
It's actually really good, you guys.
And I was like, this is sick. This is sick. And then I laid back down and watched another half an episode. Fell asleep. My wife woke me up. I woke up in a panic because our landlord needed to borrow our key to come in and fix something for us.
Cozy, you know,
we only have one key to our apartment right now. So she woke me up in a panic with knocking at the door, like boom, boom, sound like a fucking cop, right? I ran up to the door, unlocked it, looked at our oven. It said 349. I freaked out, ran in here, and I realized it was only 2:00, and I was like, "Oh, that's no big deal." So I went right back to sleep. And then I woke up again an hour and a half later And I look at my TV and I'm like, oh shit, it's 3:30. And my wife, and I could hear my wife yell from the other room, self-fulfilling prophecy. And I was like,
oh, good times. Good times. I love how the chat's just like, yeah, put him on the full screen, shame him, just go at him. I don't feel bad about this at all.
You know, I think it's fair that I have to explain myself when I'm late because this isn't the first time.
I'm calling you the self-fulfilling prophecy for the rest of the show, Ham. You're the self-fulfilling.
Always late to my own show. It's fucking.
Oh, this
LTTP with Ham.
Sir X-Man who's been a member for 9 consecutive months. Appreciate the support. With a membership,
he's even old in our fucking memberships. Jesus.
Ham gives us settle down.
Wow.
Fallout made Halo and The Last of Us look bad.
It kind of did.
I can't speak on Halo. I haven't finished it.
It kind of did in the sense of just all out. In the sense of going all out, I feel like it kind of did. Like Halo is pretty good and the CGI is pretty good in that, but there's some moments where it's just kind of like a little off.
Mr. Dark.
Whatchamacallit, Last of Us is so on the video game that it's boring sometimes. In the sense of like, where's the action? Like, I had more action in my video game, and this is like watching like just the cutscenes.
That's the highlight of The Last of Us, though.
Yeah, but I feel like if I watched like a Kojima movie of Metal Gear, that it would have been better.
If it was made by Kojima, it probably would be.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like his focus would have been more on like pieces of the movie that we weren't able to see because the game costs X amount, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like Kojima's like full of teasers. He likes to tease people in his games and stuff like that. As to where I felt like, I don't know, I felt like Neil Druckmann with The Last of Us, he did an excellent job. And the actors, I mean, Pedro Pascal, like, doesn't get much better than that. Like, can't lie. The person that played Ellie, she did a lot better than I anticipated. I remember calling her a bigot.
The person?
Yeah. I don't remember her name off the top, man.
Name.
I don't remember her name off the top, man.
I was about to say she's not a person.
I think it's sexist. I don't know. You remember Pedro Pascal doesn't remember.
Oh my God! Look, why every episode?
Bang it harder. One more time.
There's different levels of famous.
One more time.
Yeah.
There's different levels of famous.
Actually, I understand because here's the thing: I've never seen The Last of Us TV show, but I've seen a lot of other stuff. You know, she's been in, and I still don't remember her name.
She's been in other stuff.
Yeah, she was
Bella Ramsey. That's her name, Bella Ramsey.
She was also in the show. She also starred in this show called Worst Witch that I used to watch.
No, but she did really good.
She did
in the show and whatnot.
No, she did. Yeah, no.
But like I said, other than the Bill part, everything felt like it was like ripped right out of the cutscenes. Other than the whole Bill part.
That's the best part about The Last of Us.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You know, it's the best. Oh, you missed that when I said that. Like, that's the best part about the people don't. If Last of Us didn't have like its story behind it, even with like, you know, the way it plays, it would be nothing.
Well, but see, all of the TV shows are the story. It's just like, you know, in the Fallout and Halo, like even Halo, although it gets its complaints, it's giving you a different perspective than just playing the video game. Like, I felt like watching The Last of Us, it was no different than mainlining the game.
Because Last of Us is very much you getting through the combat to get to the next cutscene.
but there's no combat really. That's
because
my
the combat
problem.
is the filler in the game.
It's just like, because in Fallout, it's just like there is a lot of combat. There's unnecessary moments. There's very unnecessary moments in Fallout. In Halo, you know, some of the moments that they go to the side off don't always hit. But it's like, it's nice that they're trying. In Last of Us, it's just like they just got like the basis of the story and just said, you know what, we're not going that much further out of the box except with Bill. I mean, like I said, it's a good story whether it's acted or in a video game. But like, I felt like I kind of watched this. I felt like I beat the game twice by watching the show.
Well, you haven't played it like 10 times?
No, I only beat it once. And same with Last of Us 2, I only beat it once, and I called them both good. Like, those aren't like my type of favorite games like that. I think they're one of the best games, but it's just not. Or I think The Last of Us as a series is like one of the best out there, storytelling wise. But is it like, it's not like a top 5 or 10 game for me?
Now I feel like a pony because I've beat the first one 4 times.
Well, that's because you like that. It's just, that's the style game that you like more than I do. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
You beat the first one 4 times. That's
you
good.
like what you like.
Yeah,
I beat the first
one. Well, I
played
it. I played on PS3, PS4, then the PC version, and then the remastered version on PS5. So it's kind of an addiction.
Yeah, I only played it once, and I didn't play the second one.
You are missing out on nothing, Cozy. You're good. You're all right.
Look.
See, Luke's lying to you right now. Luke's lying to you.
Thank you so much with that super chat. Is this the first super chat of the day? I think it's the first one. Yep, that's the first super chat of the day. Thank you so much, Sir X-Man. What I like about Fallout, there was no woke in it. Sir X-Man, I would like to respectfully disagree. There was a lot of woke in it. But you know what was beautiful about it? They made it good.
Yeah,
transparent.
Because do you
transparent.
Not realize,
you don't notice it.
Did you not realize that's what Fallout is? Like, of all the series in the world, to be like, yeah, Fallout is inherently very, political and critique.
Yes.
And so it's like one of those, what you call it, where they're gonna put it in a way, but if you already like Fallout, you're gonna not notice it because that's what Fallout is.
No, Cozy, they could have made it way more on the nose. I'm sorry. I disagree with Sir X-Man in terms of there wasn't any woke. I think there was, but I think the fact that no one's talking about the woke is just proof that the people that have been bitching about woke have never been bitching. They've not been bitching about woke. They've been bitching about bad writing. That's it. With this show, there's lots of instances if you wanted to nitpick and point and be like, oh, look at this, it's not a problem. The thing is they made a good show.
All right. So I'm sorry, Sir X-Man.
Appreciate you for
I'm finna throw a few bones towards Loke right now. What people call woke is wrong inherently. It's wrong. It's stupid. And I almost hate hearing the word because every time I hear it, it's in the wrong context. But what people are calling woke right now, that Fallout is literally doing right in front of their face, they got a woman as the main protagonist. Some people feel like that's woke. Some people feel like that's woke, right? One of the main character's daughters was black. He's with a black woman. Right,
and she is pretty.
She's beautiful. Like, I don't know. Like,
I'm still waiting for the rocks that are coming at me, though.
There's a few other pieces as to where you'll have to kind of get in and watch the show, but like, that's what people call woke. even though it's not. But like that's what people are calling it.
Okay,
I mean, just for instance, remember, Matt, I shared that thing with
I remember
with
that.
Sarah Bond.
Yes, Rachel.
I remember it.
Yeah, I shared I shared a little thing that had Sarah Bond saying, like, talking about what was she talking about, like the new hardware or something?
Yes, just doing her job. Just doing her job.
Yeah, she was just doing her job. And somebody said this is no different than Phil Spencer, but woke. And the only thing that was different about it is it was Sarah Bond on the picture.
Yep.
What?
It was a wildly dumb comment.
It's a black woman, so it's woke.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm saying. That's what people are calling woke.
Dumb comment.
Woke is just being black, I guess, now.
Or a woman.
All right,
or a woman.
Or
And if it's both, it is way woke.
I'm still waiting on the rocks.
Way too woke.
It's so woke it never sleeps.
It never gets any rest. It's always woke.
I'm lost here. Guys, I'm lost. I'm still waiting on the rocks that you said you wanted to chuck at me, Ham. I'm lost.
No, I'm just saying I agree with you.
Oh, okay.
Because the way that people look at woke is so flawed that they look at this show and say, "Oh, it's super woke" in some pieces. And in some ways, they could be right, but in other ways, they're just like kind of putting basic things together and calling it woke.
Being dishonest. Vic, the motherfucking click with the super chat, thank you so much, says I couldn't finish the show because it was a news fest. So if I would have played the game, I would have thrown the remote and call it quits. Hey, Cozy, and okay, I didn't understand this one. Did anyone get this super chat? I'm lost. News fest.
I wonder if he meant snooze fest.
Snooze fest.
What?
Like voice to text kind of thing.
And then he says, and I don't remember. I was sleeping all my life. I'm pretty sure I've been woke.
Vic, you need a nap. Woke. You've been too woke. That's what it sounds like. Appreciate the super chat, but what are you saying, sir?
That's all he could fit in the super chat. So he finished it at the bottom.
I get it, but even if you finish it, though, it's still like this doesn't make no sense, in my opinion. Did anyone understand that? I couldn't finish the show because it was a news fest.
I think it was snooze fest. I think it meant snooze fest.
All right. Does anyone here think it was a snooze fest?
I do not.
Who didn't sleep all night? All right. Your opinion doesn't count.
Sour blows because Vic could be drinking, so I don't blame him.
It's Friday. All right, Vic, knock yourself out. Matt, did you fall asleep at any point?
Did I fall asleep?
Even the
watching the show? No. Dude,
no.
No, the dog walked over. So
I remember being on episode 4 and I was ready to fall asleep. Like I was fighting falling asleep to stay awake to finish episode 4. Like because it was so good that I'm like, I don't want to even sleep right now.
Dang.
I'd rather just stay awake and watch this, quite honestly. And that's what I did. I finished episode 4 and then I passed out like 5 minutes later.
Rachie, if people are struggling to sleep, right after watching Fallout, go and watch whatever Aloy show they put out. I'm sure you'll pass out.
I forgot they're doing an adaptation.
Oh my god, I can't wait, Matt. I'm buying you the box set.
Hold on, I'm not gonna watch.
I can't wait to get you the box set.
Hold on, I'm absolutely not watching it. Like I'm not gonna see it. I'll just never see it.
Matt's gonna need to block me on Twitter.
Oh, man.
I mean, we'll see.
Updates.
Hey man, you can give me all the updates you want. I don't think I'll care.
All right. Mental, did you? Mental hasn't watched it. So
I have not, but now I know what I'm doing tomorrow. Thanks.
Oh, dude,
I'm not going to get anything done.
You need to watch that show. I promise you. But I'll get into my spiel after. Cozy, did you fall asleep? watching?
On the second episode, I fell asleep. Yeah, this is spoiler free.
Yeah, spoiler free.
Yeah,
on the second episode, but that was mostly because I was super tired, because I was watching it instead of So the first one I was watching it instead of watching my nightly horror movie, and then I did the same thing with the second episode, but I fell asleep because that's usually what I do. I stayed awake on the first one, unfortunately, and I mean fortunately, but. It was like I was supposed to be asleep, so I was tired at work.
Yes, Rachie, they're making a Horizon movie. Horizon show. Enjoy.
It's a show?
Nightmare.
Yeah, it's a show.
Oh,
yo,
these
Matt
people
is not
stink.
feeling
one long hour at a time. You're gonna
these
have
people
so much.
Stink.
Man, you're gonna
people
watch that show and you're gonna die from melatonin poisoning.
People are gonna be like, the Aloy actress is terrible, but really she's just acting as bland as Aloy is, and people are gonna think she's terrible. It's like, no, she's doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing.
That's her job.
Yeah, she's nailing the role. She's killing it.
It'll be like Twilight all over again, where they're like, she has no personality, and it's like, she had no personality.
It's wild. Of all the things that PlayStation owns, they're doing. I know they're doing the Ghost of Tsushima movie, but like they're doing where's like a Ratchet and Clank animated series? Like, why aren't you doing that?
I hope you see that, Loke. I hope you see that.
I don't know what happened.
Oh my god, Xbox International. Oh,
Crazy Louis lost his mind.
Oh
yeah.
If you send me, you know what, Louis? If you do the super chat thing, I'll sing it, because that's why I'm laughing myself, because it's playing in my mind right now. The Kojima. All right.
Kojima.
Okay, Ham. All right. Okay, Ham. All right. I do the singing on TSWS. All right, settle down.
You don't want to hear it.
Vic, the MF click with another super chat. Thank you so much. The Last of Us was a snooze fest.
He was talking about Last of Us
as I drive.
Oh, he was talking about Last of Us.
Yes.
Oh, talk to text. Okay, plain and safe.
Obvious. Sky's blue, water's wet. Yes, like that's it. You know,
sounds like Loke agrees with you. Apparently,
obviously.
Sounds like. I mean, I didn't think it was obvious.
You like the Last of Us TV show, Loke?
You didn't.
I didn't even watch it, dude. I have watched.
Oh, okay. Well, then,
like Pontius Pilate, I have washed my hands of The Last of Us.
Oh my god!
With them as you wish. All right,
man, too good for The Last of Us now.
I'm all right. Like Matt says, I'm all good, bro. I'm all good. Mike Johnson, yo, what's cracking, lacking? Just having a good chat about the Fallout show. All right, guys, before we move on, because we've been on this one for a minute, we need to get through the topics. Cozy, you can go first. Out of 10 so far, from what you've seen.
Definitely a 10. I'm hard pressed to think of like anything I saw that
any better.
You know, and I say this as someone who doesn't watch a whole lot of TV shows, because I find most TV shows at least a little eye-rolly. This is probably the first time in a long time I've just really enjoyed a show, and I've been looking forward to everything about it. In a really long time.
All right. 10 for Cozy.
Wow.
That is a high bar. Ham, out of 10.
Let's see. Okay. So I feel like both Halo, or actually, I'll do this. I give Halo. I feel like you have to kind of judge them all if you're gonna make the score kind of make sense. So I'm actually gonna start with Twisted Metal. I give Twisted Metal a 7 because I thought it was a good show, but I thought it kind of was weird with the story a little bit. So I'm gonna throw Halo on there as well. The second season Halo, I'd actually give it a 7.5. Actually, just because the second season was just that good that it gives it an extra like half a point. But then I'd give The Last of Us like an 8, right? Because it was a really good show. I just wish it would have like kind of rolled the dice a little bit more, or like just went out of its way more. If The Last of Us would have had the action that Fallout had in it, it would have like a 9.5, right? Because everything around the action was really good. Fallout, I say, stands above them all. Right now, it's hitting like a 9.5 right now for me.
Have you finished it? Not yet.
Not quite yet. I'm on episode. I'm like halfway through episode 5. So I got like 2.5 episodes left, or 3. I think like 3 episodes. Yeah. But right now it's nuts.
Mike, I'll say something that Drake said. I don't know if he was the first to ever say it, but that was the first time I heard it. It's not about who did it first, it's about who did it better. Matt, what's your rating for Fallout?
Keeping in mind that it's the first season.
Yes,
I'd have to give, like, that's about as good a start to a show as you can. I'd have to give that a 10. I'd have to, like, I like, because the first episode was like great, but it's like, okay, the first episode's great. Obviously, that's how you hook people. I'm sure at some point there will be a dip in this where I'm like, okay, this episode didn't need to exist, or this episode didn't need to exist. I watched the whole series. That did not happen. And in fact, like I said earlier, the season finale, just one of the wildest episodes, like one of the wildest things I've seen. It was really, really good. So I give it a 10. And I'm really excited for season 2. I'm very excited for season 2.
You know, they haven't even started filming it, right?
I know, but they got renewed for it. And that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know.
This thing is viral. It's viral.
I tell you, Mike Johnson, if Microsoft bit Sony, then I'm gonna need Sony to bite back.
What's up, Louis?
Because I need more action in The Last of Us. To me, The Last of Us action was kind of pitiful.
I agree. It felt like they didn't want to take chances.
Yeah, well, like it just felt like, and like my whole thing was like I felt like it was more war on just strictly people, and the clickers were just kind of
background
there. Like every once in a blue moon, it was there. Like when I seen that big ass clicker, I thought it was about to go down. I thought they were about to get extra technical, but no. You know, like I remember that part in the video game where you're creeping through and there's that massive clicker, right? And it takes you a hot second to beat him. Like you're almost like running out of like all that. I think it was like in like a gymnasium or something.
Yeah, exactly. It was a gym.
Yeah, I was expecting that scene to be somewhere in there because that's where you like met that big clicker like the first time.
Oh
and
yeah,
it was like on and cracking, and you were like running in circles trying to pick up ammo, trying to, you know, just like you were doing everything to stay alive and just kind of like find some sort of cover.
You go through a lot of ammo in that fight.
Exactly. You didn't get that at all. It was just all fighting people. And I was just like, Like, I understand killing and fighting the people. That's going to be the easiest kill of them all. But I want to see the hardest thing that you got to kill. Something that doesn't take one shot.
Keeps the budget down fighting people because you don't have all that makeup time and everything else and CGI and junk, right?
Yep.
So I bet you that played a part.
Mandalorian. No, I don't want the Mandalorian. I want Joel to actually show why he's lived that long in that society. Like all those people had to dip, dodge, dive, and duck these fools forever. But to go across the country, you've got to kill some clickers. I'm sorry. You got to kill some. And it was like they killed like what? Like 1, 2 the whole season?
Yeah. And Mental's point, because like I even thought that too. It felt like they played it safe with the first, like they did an amazing job, but it felt like they played it safe with the first season, hoping to get it renewed with, and they didn't want to spend too much on a budget for like, you know, visual effects and everything, and all the CGI that they would need to have a scene of like hundreds of clickers or what do they call them? I'll just call them zombies, whatever. Hundreds of zombies on the screen. Yeah, runners.
Yeah.
But like I from that point I get it, but at the same time it's like, dude, you did that whole story from Last of Us 1 without like 80% of the action from Last of Us 1, which was just kind of like, you did a good job with the story, you nailed it, but the action, you dropped the ball.
I didn't even see a scene where Ellie walked into a place with like all the spores and something like that, and everybody else had to put on a mask but her.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see a part like that. And it would have been cool if everybody had to put on a mask but her, and she got into a fight. Or if she gets into a fight, she has a mask on and her mask is knocked off. And she still survived. Anyway. Like that would have been a cool little extra piece of the story as to why or how they find out about her with like a disease or like being immune or something like that. That would have been cool. Just something. I don't know. I just felt like the action in that show is like I said, it's still like a touch above Halo for me. Even with Halo having a whole extra season over there.
I think if Halo's...
It was just missing the extra oomph to give it that super duper special feeling.
I feel like Halo came a long way in season 2. Like
sure did.
It was substantially better than season 1. Like I like season 1, but season 2 was like, oh wow, like where was this in the first season? And if they keep building on that, assuming it gets renewed, I don't know if it has been. I've been following that, but
I'd be
assuming it does
this season.
Oh yeah, me too. I'd be disappointed if it doesn't after this last season, but if they build on that, it's got a ton of potential because it was really good. I thought.
You know, the first season kind of reminded me of the first season of Halo. Reminded me of what The Last of Us did in the first season, where it was just like, "Where's the action?"
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of talking. Like the first episode of Halo was like, "Wow," and then the rest of it was just kind of like, When are we gonna get back to that? And you didn't get back to that until like the last episode of Halo of the first season.
Yeah, there was a few battle scenes mixed in along the way, but it was pretty slow. A lot of storytelling and, I mean, in character development, I guess, right? In a TV series, you kind of want a bit of that, but still, it was a slow season compared to season 2 that really picked up the pace, and it was pretty good. That's for sure.
Season 2, bodies started dropping, and you're yo.
Yeah, it got crazy. It got crazy at times. That was awesome. Really, really good.
And so we now get to go to the topics. Mike, you happy? Huh? Talking about The Last of Us here, as if that's even relevant. But here we are. The first topic of the day has to do with our dear beloved Ubisoft.
I thought you were going to say something stupid like IGN.
No. They're being very extra here. But they might have a point, right? I'm shocked. I'm agreeing with them. But all right, the first topic of the day is Ubisoft say if there's no value in Gen AI for creatives, it is not going to be adopted. This is from gamesindustry.biz. Who wrote this? Christopher Drain. I wanted to convince Ian to come to. Is there a problem with Christopher Drain?
No, he's awesome.
No, I know Ham's tones. There's a backstory here, Ham.
He's been saying some pretty cool stuff lately. That's all I gotta say. He's been making everybody pretty happy.
Pretty happy.
No, Ham, you're not gonna tease us like that. Come on. What's Christopher Dring been saying?
Some cool stuff. Look, just move on.
Oh,
let's move on.
He's not gonna tell us. All right. All right. So this is an article from Christopher Dring. Says she's one of the Ubisoft's Neo NPCs that we got to meet during GDC last month. Her task was to work with me in devising a plan to break into a building in the game. We had a big white board in front of us with a map of the building, but I thought we'd have more fun. Okay. We would be more relaxed if we were down the pub. She admitted it's a good idea, but we need to focus. It's between total freedom and total control, begins Virginia Moser, narrative director at Ubisoft's Neo NPC project. If we say this table is total freedom, we have designed within this area a smaller portion of the table in this area. The Neo NPCs can go everywhere they want, but they can't go outside of it, because that's not interesting for us. This frame is created by the narrative designer and game designer. If you try to take Iron out of the area, she will say it's time to be focused. Maybe we will enlarge that frame. We are scratching the surface of possibilities for these Neo NPCs. We wanted them to be limited framed. But in a full game, maybe you could go to the pub to discuss the mission. All right, so this is Ubisoft dabbling with the whole NPCs being kind of free and not just being 100% scripted. And the idea behind it here is the creatives will use it, but then depending on like the decisions and how gamers use and utilize said NPCs, developers will make decisions on whether this is sustainable or whatever. Is it worth pursuing? So my question to Ham first, I don't go to Ham first. Question to Ham first is, do you think AI can make NPCs better? And is it like a worthwhile investment for stuff like this where, for example, instead of just doing the mission in GTA, you can go have a beer with one of the NPCs and get to hang out? Is there real value in that long term?
Well, I feel like that question's like asking me if nitrous will make your car faster. I mean, yeah, it will make it better, as long as it makes sense in implementation and also isn't like in super duper game preview beta mode and it's all broken and everywhere. But I mean, if there's a proper way to implement it and get it going, I don't see why you wouldn't want something to be fresh every single time.
Okay. Anyone else here agree with Ham?
Sort of, yeah.
Keep in mind, it depends on the kind of game that you're trying to make. If you're trying to make a game where it's just kind of like, in which I've talked about this lately, if you're trying to make a game like what I call forever games, like RPG games, stuff like that, where it's just like you level up, you could stay in this world forever, then it makes 100% sense. But if this game is supposed to be like let's say this game is supposed to be like a Hellblade, it'd make no sense. Why would I need to keep talking to this random NPC and have them say different stuff every single time when this game is hella linear? What are we really going to be talking about? Oh yeah, it's pretty dreary out here. How's Iceland? Like, what the fuck are we gonna sit here and talk about? That's why I'm saying, like, in a linear game, it doesn't make that much sense. I don't want to go and talk to people in Sonic and have it be a whole ass conversation the whole day.
No.
But in something like Grand Theft Auto, makes total sense. I run into the same NPC at the gas station that I ran into in the middle of a mission, and he says he remembers me there, and I gotta kill him because he's a fucking snitch.
The narc
or something like that. Like that would be wild.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yep.
The other thing I was just thinking about that it would be neat is for things like in Starfield, right? If the NPCs had distinct personalities, but then when you start your new game plus, they may have a different personality. So that guy that was really nice and friendly and helping you out is now a dick, and he's just being an asshole to you constantly. Right? Like completely flip the narrative. So, you know, it would really add to the new game plus because it is a new game then. Like you're running into stuff that you just didn't run into before. That would be interesting.
God, what a great time to make a Watch Dogs game.
Oh yeah, right?
Cozy,
it's pretty cool.
Say something?
My favorite thing right now is how Cozy's face is covered by Crazy Louie.
Yeah. The other thing that drives me nuts in games is when you run into NPCs that are NCPs. Sorry, NPCs. I think that through. But anyway, the point is when you run into them and you've talked to them a dozen times, and it's like you run into them again, it's like they have no idea who you are. It's like it's the first time you've met them, and it goes through a weird conversation arc and stuff. I hate that. It just kind of breaks the realism in the environment. But anyway, that'd be, you know, something that could be fixed with this type of scenario.
I'd love to name my character Wayne Brady and be able to pull up to a bunch of gangs on the corner and just hear one person say, "Oh shit, it's Wayne Brady, son." And they just start running, and I just start blasting out the window. That'd be phenomenal. Recreate the Chappelle Show. Let's go.
All right, a good time. Good time. Clearly, this is a win-win for everyone. Cozy.
Yes.
Hey, remember me, son.
You wanted to say something? You wanted to say something for mental
I think this entire conversation is like wild when we're talking about like big companies.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, you know, instead of talking about like you know, the artistic merit and whatever, we should be talking about how AI won't take off like with these applications unless it's like, you know, enables them to spend less money on everything and make more money.
Yep.
You're saying like in lieu of the employee?
Yeah, there's a section here that addresses that in the article. One of the chief concerns around the use of generative AI is what it might mean for jobs. If the game can write itself, what does that mean for writers? It's a question that prompted Mosa to get involved in the first place. So now we're reading a quote. "I had my share of doubt, of course. I want to work in a job where I can create. That was one of my concerns. At the time of joining the project, I knew nothing about generative AI, so the least I could do was dig and understand what it means for me as a creator, but also what does it mean for players and the industry. I worked a lot with data scientists at Ubisoft, Melanie Lopez, to understand all of this. Generative text, I look at that and I'm like, okay, what will be my role in this? And working with Melanie opened a lot of possibilities for me because I discovered that I will create more, but differently. I discovered that traditionally when I worked with character, I have my routine, but with Neo NPCs, this was huge because there will be improvisation There will be an emergent story. So how can I guide this NPC in this world full of improvisation with the player? It was super interesting, but also a relief because I created a lot this year. So with that added context, go ahead, Kozi.
But that in the context, that doesn't change anything. She's working for Ubisoft. You think once they get it to where they don't need her anymore, they're not going to be like, okay, bye.
Bye now.
That's exactly, we're not talking about like an individual or someone at a smaller studio that's like, we're not going to be, here's how we're going to use this. She's at a big company that needs to maximize its profits. And one of the ways it'll do that is by making sure that eventually, we can get to the point where we don't even need you. That's the goal.
Oh, yeah. Sad but true.
Yeah. All right. So it's good, but probably not great for writers in the long term. I'm with Kozi on this one. In the short term, it's great, but like all things, with automation comes the elimination of jobs. So what I can see happening is, instead of having like a writing room of like 10 people or 12 people writing for a game, you will have 4 people, you will have 5 people, you'll have 2 people, and they will manage and do most of the the macro. They'll do the macro of the work, right, to make sure that there's direction in the game, and
they'll probably be proofreading the generated content, right? Somebody's got to proofread it.
No, you just hire consultants. You don't need to. You can hire. You know how people
you still need leads though for that, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
You have like two leads, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then you can onboard some people for a very short amount of time, and then just get rid of them. The same way they do with like game testers.
Yeah, contract them and then toss them.
Yeah. So I'm definitely with Kozi on this one. I have some trepidation about the future for writers when it comes to this.
Anyone in the tech industry.
Yeah. Everyone is very much replaceable. So we start the show off with a kind of gloomy, but also there's upside now, because now anything can happen, right? Like Ham said, generative AI can open up all types of possibilities. Matt, I didn't hear you much on this specific topic. Do you want to add anything before we move on?
I think in certain scenarios it's cool. Somebody, honestly, I'm sorry, I don't remember who, but somebody just mentioned, I think it was Mental, using this in like bigger games, RPGs specifically. Like I know they're already doing it with Skyrim. They have some mods and stuff, I believe. I read about that where it was like they have AI.
Skyrim.
Yeah, they have AI NPCs that interact differently with you each time you interact with them, and leads to different things that happen. Like they have stuff that's happening like that already that officially isn't being done, but like that's modders dynamic. Are doing stuff like this. Yeah, exactly. And I think in situations like that, it's pretty cool. It gives a lot of options, or not so much options, but a lot of possibilities to what can happen in the player's world, which I think is a good thing. I think the moral issue that you guys bring up is fair, because it does lead to a scenario where you can kind of say, hey, we don't need you anymore. We have this, and people love this, so why are we going to pay you? Like, it leads to that scenario, and much like with most conversations about AI and gaming that we've had on this, I feel like for the most part, we all agree there's a middle ground that needs to be struck, and nobody really knows what that middle ground is. And a company's job is to make the most amount of money and lose the least amount of money as possible. So for them, for them, it's as easy as saying, hey, we're going to do this. Screw the consequences. But I don't know. It's a tough thing to balance. I think it's a cool idea, but it needs to be something that is paid attention to very closely.
May I chime in?
Yeah.
I feel like something that is not really taken into consideration is just like word of mouth a little bit, right? So what I mean by that is like, I really agree with what Mental said and with the whole like super large RPGs could really benefit on this, right? But as I said earlier, a game like Hellblade, what the fuck would you even do with that, right?
Pointless.
I feel like there's a difference in between like I feel like there's a difference, especially if it's marketed properly. First of all, I think any game that's made with AI, as Steam previously said, should be put out on Front Street.
Yeah, you
should know in the description, game made with AI. Right? Yeah. And then tell us how you utilize AI. I think that should be like a law pretty much if you're using AI, right? But then that also opens up that little happy medium for many developers and many people that like original content. Now that becomes a genre of its own. Right? And people will always like to support people more than computers for the most, or maybe not always, but like if they do a good job, if you do a good job, it will make money. And that's always been the thing with gaming, from all the way in the past to now, and even after AI. In my opinion, what AI could possibly do is make sure that when you come up talking about, hey, I got an idea and this should work and whatnot, you better be cooking with a good idea. You can't come around here with no bullshit. Like, yo, come on, man. We really gonna talk about a bubble fight?
Oh my goodness, leave foam stars out of this.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Imagine somebody came out with that idea with no AI at all or whatnot, and said, "Yo, we're gonna throw this up against AI."
Yeah, there's no way that game.
We're gonna compete with AI with this game. If I was the boss over somebody that gave me that idea, I'd be like, "You're fired," because you produced me no good ideas. This is a horrible idea.
That game couldn't compete with a wall that had paint drying on it. I think it's unfair to put it up against AI. I think that's a bit much.
That's my point, though. That's my point. Is like you're not able to make the same bullshit that you could yesterday because it's just like, yo, we have this computer, we have this program or whatever that can spit out really good ideas. So if you're gonna come here and even try to make a splash, you better come with it. Exactly, you better come correct. And as I said, I still think there would always be that market of people that say, yo, this was made by real folks. Just like you see with movies and you see with clothing and jewelry, there's always those types of people that just like things that are done by people, not so much by machines. There are people that enjoy vehicles that are made by mechanics that they know and stuff like that, instead of, something at the dealership.
But that'll be niche. Can we agree on that?
Sure, but that
will not be the majority?
Sure, but does every single developer or studio need to chase EA to make a buck?
No, the problem is the indie scene will become more I don't even know if this is a word, roboticized, right? Because AI is not just going to be used by EA. It will be used by Cozy when she eventually makes her game. Because AI is not just to create NPCs, it's to facilitate a work that a whole bunch of people would have to do, right?
Sure.
So
and who's to say those people that are having regular IDs aren't still using AI in some aspect?
And that's what I'm trying to say. Your 100% game built from the ground up with zero AI will be like a very tiny portion.
It'll be
of
rare,
the games
sure,
that even come out.
But keep in mind, the whole point of making it easier is so more people have access to it. It's just like having a computer. You know, when you were able to build a computer back in the day, there was not all this color coordination. You had to know this shit for yourself. Now, any regular ass Joe can walk into a micro center and say, "What do I need?" And you can put it together. And is that a bad thing? No. In fact, it probably rose the sales of said said computer. You know what took a hit? Big business. Because they can't just sell you a PC and say you don't know how to build it yourself. We got to sell it to you.
Honestly, so that is a little different because computers you've been able to build your computer for a long time. What happened is but it's also the same, because what happened is most of the computer market itself, other than businesses and like students and stuff, that's what's dried up. People don't need computers like that anymore. They have their cell phone that takes care of all their needs. So what happened is you had people that were already building their computers for the most part, and they pretty much became just most of the market. So some consumer PCs became less valuable as people stopped needing PCs at all.
Ooh. Okay, I hadn't looked.
You could build a computer off the shelf. Like, I remember my aunt, she had one, and that was in like the 90s, the late 90s. But yeah, you don't. But basically, yeah, that market dried up. It's kind of a little different, but also kind of similar.
Vincent, stop exposing me, okay? It's a
I just
very
don't
good
like
laptop.
the idea of
very
people are. I just don't like the idea of, oh, something new and nice is coming out to alleviate a lot of work. Oh, what do we as people do? Like I feel like that's been what we call evolution. Yeah, when there is something that is less needed to be done, we usually find something else to do.
I think what is more worrisome is, like, you know, these companies having resources to kind of farm for this is what people want, even more so than they do now. Like right now, you know, a lot of the stuff is like really dumb, so a lot of times they can't actually make games. But I imagine that will get better in the future too, as you know, because imagine if they implement AI into games, right? I would implement something like I'd work on something to basically test, hey, here's what's popular, and then use that to learn how to, and machine learning to kind of feed it back to people.
Okay.
So that you can keep people more invested in your games than other games.
Again, I'm still I don't know, man. Yeah, when I bring up the concern for employees, right, for people, it's not because I don't want things to progress or get better or streamlined or whatever, but I just, it's like figuratively saying pour one out for the homies, Ham. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Well, they can move to other industries.
Well, yeah. They don't even have to move to a different industry. They could just like new jobs are made every day. Like new jobs under corporations that's been around for 100 plus years are made every day. People make up jobs all the time.
But they'll need less
make up positions all the time. God. My wife literally just got a position at where she works, right? Made up for her just because she was talented at multiple different things. So they just made up a title for her. That's usually just how it goes at jobs.
I mean, the goal is really
better. That's
the whole point of a job is to automate something so you could usually move to something else.
God damn.
The real thing is, like, mostly we are the idea for these companies is to get reduce as many people as they can without hurting their profit. So there'll be new jobs, but it'll be less than what you call it. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that people are basically the workforce to these companies. People are disposable, and at some point they will be an outdated resource, and they're only good if you can make money off of them.
Simple.
Damn, Vic, come on now, man.
Damn.
He said the corner been dry.
Wow. All right.
Oh man, pharmaceuticals. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We are all well aware. We're all well aware of what he actually means.
Organic.
Oh my.
Moving on. Star Wars Outlaws. Star Wars Outlaws Physical Edition will require an online connection to install. Star Wars Online might be one of Ubisoft's most anticipated single-player games in a while, but you still need an internet connection to install it. Information on the next big Star Wars game spin-off comes from its box art and pre-order information, which became available on retailer websites like Best Buy across the internet today. Those who have already gone on to pre-purchase their copy ahead of August launch might have glossed over the physical game's case cover, which said internet required to install the game next to the ESRB rating.
If I go first on this one?
Go ahead, Am.
Yo, so I feel like part of this is sure, you can make an easy argument that needing online to download a video game when you have a disc is dumb. It is
100%,
especially if it's a single player game, right? Keep in mind though that we also need online to play a lot of single player games. Like you can't even turn on Gran Turismo without online.
God damn, it's cold.
So that's right, Mental.
As they get online to complain about an online game.
You're not playing with anybody at all throughout the whole time in Gran Turismo, but you need online to be playing Gran Turismo, which to me is insane. Right? So what I'm trying to do is downplay a little bit of the online part, because to me the real foul with this Ubisoft thing is that the most expensive version of Star Wars you can get for $18 a month. I feel like that's the biggest slap in the face to somebody that wants to buy that game and get the largest edition. Is, hey, this guy that has a subscription can get the same thing as I'd get for $200+.
That's insane.
That's that's the foul to me. Sure, you can say foul for internet or whatnot. I think that is a little bit of a foul, but the whole subscription versus like legendary edition version of a game to me is like a flagrant foul. Like that kind of foul gets you like out of the league for the rest of the season. Like it's insane. Like if you look at the balance between the two, if you look at like the whatever they call it, the super duper deluxe or the legendary edition or whatever you call it, and then you look at the Ubisoft Plus one, I believe the Ubisoft Plus one might even give you a little more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they kiss it on the bottom saying plus hundreds of other Ubisoft games or whatever they say. And I'm just like, oh, what a kick in the dick to whoever buys the most expensive.
I mean, that's insane. Like, I mean, you're not wrong. You nailed it. I mean, as much as I think having to be online is complete BS just to install a game these days, that doesn't make any sense. It's nonsensical. What you're saying, though,
so you guys can see it for yourselves. Go ahead.
What you're saying is 100% true. I mean, why would you buy that version and not just pay $18, play the game, and then wait for the deluxe version to be $20? Because you know it'll get there eventually if you really want to own it.
It'll get there quick because Ubisoft games go on sale quick.
Oh yeah. Like give it a few months and you'll be paying half that, and then a few more months and it'll be a quarter, and yeah, that. I don't know.
It is. I don't know. You're right. It's ridiculous. I know. I think my problem is I get the people's arguments, but it's like nowadays it's like old man yelling at the clouds much. Like, go play your retro games if you know.
Whoa! Did you just call me old?
No.
Yeah,
she's calling all of us old.
You're past old.
We're all there.
You're like if you were
Alex.
Oh. But yeah, it's like I don't support these practices. I'm cheap, but it's like at some point you got to admit you've lost. Some games require online to install, but it's like people are acting like it's like 2001 and you're not online all the time anyway.
I don't disagree.
Online, Cozy. It's not about being online. It's about paying money for an objectively inferior product. That's the problem.
Well, they wouldn't sell it if people weren't buying it.
Well, we're dumb enough. We're dumb enough, so they might as well do it.
You can't be part of the problem and complain about the problem.
That's facts.
I'm not part of the problem, but
I am.
Speaking about the community at large, we are dumb enough. Like we deserve.
I can be sometimes.
Every time these companies shove their entire arm right.
Whoa! Okay, I'm not part of that.
Right?
All right.
And we deserve it.
Whoa.
It's our fault.
You do deserve
it. There goes the ESG score.
Cozy, think about it, Cozy. Every time a shitty service comes out, the people with sense are like 5% of the room.
You're talking to the cheapest gamer one of the cheapest gamers you probably know.
Yes, Cozy. And you are one of the people with sense. Everyone else is buying this. There's a whole ton of people that have bought this Ultimate Edition that Ham has up on the screen.
You're lying.
There's a ton of people.
I'm not buying it.
There's a ton of people
lying right now. Who are these?
I think people complain about it and then be like, "But I'm buying it."
You know how I know that people are buying these things? Because these companies don't do things for the sake of doing it.
I agree with you.
They do it because every time they've done it before, we've bought into it.
Sure.
I won't buy that it's the majority.
Stanley, it's not no Diddy. It's all Diddy, bruv.
Wait, what?
All right?
What?
We are definitely participating. It is our fault. And every single time this thing comes out, I'm not even mad anymore. Because I'm like, y'all deserve this. It's fine. I'm not going to buy this rubbish. I'm not going to buy it.
I agree with you.
The gaming community as a whole, we deserve this. Until the day we decide to change, we deserve every single time they shiv us. Every single time.
Whoa.
Sure. No, I was gonna say I agree. I was just gonna say I agree, but like I don't think it's a lot of people. I think it's enough people. Enough people are gonna buy this, just like enough people will buy the next whatever Ubisoft
Last of Us remake.
Yeah, like
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
like I'm not the problem. That's a perfect thing because I'm not the problem with this, but I am the problem with the Last of Us remake. So it's like enough people will do it, but I don't think it's. I mean, like Cam just said a minute ago, I don't think it's it's not a majority of people spending. How much is that edition to buy that?
I thought it was 200,
US.
but it's 130. So I was way off.
No, like it's not a lot. It's
That's
not.
still a ridiculous amount of money.
It's still way too much.
That's
Because look right next to it. Look right next to it. And to me, that's the problem. It's not the 129. The issue is the subscription service that has literally the exact same thing. So as I know Logan's talking about people buying the Ultimate Edition, I'm saying the problem is the subscription service and people saying I'm getting that instead of the Ultimate Edition, which then makes Ultimate Editions later on possibly worthless to buy. To me, there's nothing wrong with an Ultimate Edition, but once you put it in a subscription service as the exact same thing, it diminishes the reason to even get it. I mean, and then on top of it, you buy the game. I mean, just think about the benefit of buying it and like having to have internet to even play it. But at the same time, you know, day one over here gets all of that stuff for a way cheaper price. And after a few months, they can just say, screw it. Because like most people, they're probably never going to touch the game again.
Yeah, I mean, how long does it take to beat that game? Probably less than a month, I would assume.
You can get away. You can get away with accidentally spending like $35 on that game and having the exact same experience as somebody that spent almost 150. That's nuts.
Yeah. It's Ubisoft.
And on that note, I think we can move on. Good luck, Ubisoft. Y'all are gonna make a whole lot of money. Good on you. If I was a shareholder for Ubisoft, I'd greenlight this every single time.
You know what's
every
terrible,
single
though?
time.
You know what's terrible is I gotta admit, as much as I don't like this, in a business aspect, this is genius.
Dude, I'm taking it up to 200. Fuck it. They pay pigs.
You know what I'm saying? In a business sense, this is genius because you're like,
they're going to buy
I
anyway.
got a funnel for you, and you're gonna fall right into it.
Yes, dude, I'm upping it. The sequel for Outlaws, I'm charging $150. Done. Y'all are dumb enough to do it. I'm gonna keep increasing the price until you say stop, Daddy. Until then, up it. Up it.
How about just
$200 by 2030? I'm charging everyone $200.
I actually support that too. That's what I always say.
Like, they need to say "daddy."
Yeah, that means please.
I'm with Ubisoft.
I don't support that.
Like I'm not shitting on Ubisoft or EA or any of these companies that screw gamers anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm with them now. Y'all are dumb enough to do it. They now have the incentive. They've always had the incentive.
Make people part with as much money as possible. As a business, that's the most sensible thing to do.
Charge them $500 until they can rub two neurons together and say, this is a failing proposition. Until then, just keep increasing the money. Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop.
See, it makes even more sense to just play it in the subscription in Canada because it's $170 here for that Ultimate Edition, and I only have to pay $19.99 to play it.
That's nuts.
$170.
That is insane.
Yeah. This is why everyone outside of the US is more outraged by the $70 games than anyone else, right? Because that means it's $90 for me. right?
That is wild.
Oh,
that's
so
why
that's where I got the
$100
$200 from. Was somebody from overseas saying
probably
I had to spend, or I see that it's $200 over here. Okay, because I was gonna say, because now Mental's saying it's $200. So yeah, it must just be outside the United States. It's another like 50.
Dude, I pay $100. I pay $100 for $60 games. So
yeah, I mean that's
really dumb.
That's where people outside the US don't generally think about it when they say, "Oh yeah, no $100 games are necessary." Well, that's going to be 130 plus for me. So no thanks. I mean, I already don't like paying 90. I don't pay 90 generally speaking. It's extremely rare. I buy a game at launch. I don't ever really buy more than just the standard edition for that reason if I do happen to buy a game at launch. But generally speaking, I just wait. Especially if it's single player. There's no FOMO here. I don't care. I'll buy it for half price or less.
It's fine.
You should have to play them right away. Buy them right away. You have to support the devs.
Speaking of prices,
so much conviction in that too.
Think about this just real quick, Loke. So I'm gonna put this. I put this right back up here. God damn it! I thought I was done with it.
What?
Come on back, Alex. All right, so just think about it. You beat the base game for like, let's say, let's be a little overzealous. You beat the base game for $35. All right, you had it for 2 months or whatever.
Wow. Okay.
You see that a DLC is coming out. You spend another $20? So it's like what, $55 now, while this person still spent near $150, and you're playing the same thing, and you were able to say, "Hey, I'm done with Ubisoft right now. I'm cutting that off for a few months or a year until they come back with DLC."
But don't they get to
buy the game for $20 later on?
Don't they get to own the game?
Well, sure, but buy it on sale for $20 down the road after you've now played it for way less money, and then you just buy it for $20. And the guy that paid 130 still way overpaid.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you get the old. How many times have you seen? Like right now, you can get Riders Republic, the Everything Edition, for $20.
Yeah, Everything Edition. I like it. I'm stealing that.
Yeah, rent it to start, and then
by the way,
pick it up later.
Riders Republic.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. We sometimes get it wrong. But I just wanted to add to your point, Ham. This for me just reiterates the whole why I'm so stressed about consoles and why I'm just like, dude, I think I'm just going full PC.
Oh yeah,
as soon as possible.
Race.
There you go.
Because
PCMR.
Even if you buy this travesty at $20, Ham, you're still pissing in the wind. You know why? Because that little blue sign on the box that says you need internet to install. If anyone takes the time, I'd like someone to take the time to read the terms and conditions. These guys are setting the groundwork for taking our games away. So I think it was Richie that put it in the chat. 10 years from now, they're going to delist this thing. And then they're gonna make the new one available. I wouldn't put it past them to be like, we're going to make it impossible for you to even play it if you've bought the damn thing. When the remaster comes out.
So the way you need to think about it though, Loke, is PC is like your actual home that you live at, while these consoles are like the condo that you happen to own in Florida.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because the PC, really all you got to do is upgrade that sucker a little bit, and it's lasting another generation and another generation.
Yeah, it's like fixing the roof, and
it never really goes bad.
And it's yours,
right? Yeah. As for that condo over there, oh man, looks like they're building like some Section 8 buildings around this area. Might want to sell it while it's still high in price before the property value goes down.
There we go.
So just an example. This game's already discounted on GG.deals. Not by a lot, but you can buy the Ultimate Edition. I can save $10 on it already, and it hasn't even launched yet. Give it a few
Imagine a month from now. Imagine a month from now.
And speaking of Ubisoft, I mean, I'm at the Xbox store right now. You can get Assassin's Creed Mirage and Valhalla as like a pack for $40, or you can get Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla for $32. So, like, it's you really That's for insane. Ubisoft especially, you really don't have to wait long to get that game for almost half off.
But you guys have spines, Matt. You guys have self-respect. You're not going to engage in
a lot of but yeah,
you have enough of it to not buy the $130 version.
Oh no, I'm not doing that.
That's what you have.
But Loke, there's that, but there's also those people that only buy like one game a year and they'll just go all out for that game.
You know what? For those people, I think there's value in buying the 120 edition, in my opinion. But that's like the super majority. From 100 people that are going to buy the Ultimate Edition, Ham, I think it's fair to say like 20 are going to like no life the game, get 100% or the Platinum Trophy. Most people that are going to get this thing, it's going to be a bubblegum game. So in terms of value, I get that, yeah, value is subjective. Anyone can put value on whatever. Like, I maybe bought this cup for $5. Someone can buy it for $100. And if they see value, that's fine. But objectively, is it really worth $100? You know what I mean? So it can make sense for those people, but still, for me, it's, man, it's a bit of a stretch. It's a stretch. Vincent Ham, to your allegory, says that the condo is as stable as that one from GTA 5 where Michael pulls it off the hill. So not very stable.
Hey, sell it while it's while it's got the value, right?
While it still has value. Yobi, hey, welcome in, Yobi. Yobi says, I pre-ordered the Ultimate for Star Wars. I am feigning for that game so badly. Like, Yobi is one of those 20 people, you know? Like, he's going to play the game. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to talk to him in December, and he's still going to be like, no life in this thing. Sure, but the majority of people, it makes no sense to be engaging, but they will.
Hey, it's your money. Not mine.
Yeah, hey, it's up to you. Yeah? It's up to you. Stanley says it doesn't make sense to make the digital version that much. It makes sense because, you know, people are going to buy it, bro. Like, if me and you were part of the board members or the directors at Ubisoft, we'd be fighting about, like, let's add another $5. Like, motherfuckers will probably buy this stuff. I don't know. I think they'll do it. You know what I mean? So you can have a 1K suit, but it's good value because you wear it 500 times. Exactly my point about the 20 people that are going to buy this thing and play the crap out of it. But the people that are going to buy it, play it for 20 or 30 hours and keep it moving, it's like, I don't think that was a good purchase. I pre-ordered the Starfield bundle.
That's like me getting the Ultimate Edition for Diablo. That was pointless.
Damn. Did you do that?
I got the super whatever edition for Diablo, and wow, I'll never do that again. That was
same.
Oof.
Well, I was also unaware that you had to restart every season. So I learned something.
Yeah.
That was
Yogi says I pre-ordered. Yeah, painful experience. Pre-ordered the Starfield bundle when it was announced, so I have nothing to complain. See, and this is what we're talking about. Like, when you talk about Starfield, I got the Ultimate Edition, like the Everything Edition Ham's talking about for Tekken, for example. But for me, there's value in that because I'm going to be playing Tekken 5 years from now, 6 years from now. I'm still going to be playing Tekken. But if you're just going to dabble, yeah, right. But if you're just going to dabble, what's the point? You know? Vincent got Diablo for free. Okay,
I know he can kiss my ass. He didn't need to say
this
that.
guy, man. Sure, that was not necessary.
Yeah, he didn't need to say that. Could have kept that to
anyway
himself. With my 4090, man, kiss my ass.
Anyway, speaking of prices going up, the EA Play subscription service is getting more expensive.
Yeah,
Electronic
$2
Arts just raised the price of its EA Play subscription service. The standard EA Play tier increased from $5 per month to $6 a month. What? Oh my God! While the annual fee rose to $40 from $30. These updated prices also impact premium EA Play subscriptions, which allows access to publishers' games as soon as they launch. This tier now costs $17 per month, an increase from $15, and $120 each year, an increase from $100. Is anyone here freaking out? Or is this a nothing burger?
I'm not freaking out because I didn't want it anyway, so.
Well,
okay.
I'm curious how it'll impact Game Pass.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm wondering if Game Pass already upped their prices because of that. Because they already knew that this was happening. Because keep in mind, remember, Game Pass cannot raise their prices too much because of the whole deal that just got done happening with Activision Blizzard. So I'm wondering if they raised this last year real quick because they knew EA was going to be doing that in the following year. That's a possibility. I don't know if that's a fact at all, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's just being ahead of the curve. We know Microsoft likes to be ahead of the curve.
I like it as part of
What are you
Game
eating
Pass?
there, Cozy?
What is that?
What are you eating?
It's a mozzarella chunk.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Chunk of cheese. Okay. All right.
Well, cool. She is a rat, so let her eat.
I'm happy to know that when I decide to have feta cheese here, no one's going to grill me. So
did you have a Jones soda on the screen a little bit ago?
Yeah, the Nuka-Cola.
Nuka-Cola.
That is amazing. I want to get one of those just not to drink it. Just put it on my shelf.
I also have this.
Okay. I don't know what that cow puss is.
It's ginger beer.
Not cow puss.
I made it.
Oh, ginger beer is fire.
All right then. There we go.
I like ginger beer.
There's a finger
Moving on.
Yeah, soaked finger in there.
Because that might be true. Pal World's upcoming arena mode looks like Pokemon PvP with guns. Ever since
I love how anytime they talk about Pal World, they say with guns.
Well, ever since Pal World first emerged, it's been described as Pokemon with guns, a new mode that's coming to Pocket Pair's massively successful game. Won't do much to get rid of those comparisons. Even based on a 15-second clip, it looks, sounds, and smells like Pokemon's player versus player experiences. Let me play this real quick. God damn it, it's not available. All right.
Dang, look, feels, and smells. That really reminds me.
Oh my goodness, that looks so much like Pokemon.
Doesn't
this
it,
This does not look like Pokemon.
Fuck that.
It looks exactly like Pokemon.
James, real quick.
It really doesn't, Cozy.
It looks like more like Pokemon. This is like a direct rip-off of Pokemon. Now, the first I was like,
what?
Anything like Pokemon, but now I'm
was that like a
what?
5-second?
That's exactly
clip?
like Pokemon.
15 seconds, bro. That's all they gave us. Cozy, are you being facetious or you being for real?
Can you not? Do you think I don't know what Pokemon looks like? This is exactly like Pokemon.
That does not look like Pokemon. Come on, Cozy.
Look, are you being serious right now?
I'm being serious right now. This does not look like Pokemon. Pokemon, Ham, Pokemon does not have the rights to a freaking arena, right? And then people fighting inside that arena. That's not how things work.
But you could say it looks similar. I don't think that's crazy. It's not a direct ripoff, though. I can agree with you there.
I'm also super confused as to people like this Pokemon comparison, because if someone gave that to me and be like, it's just like Pokemon, but with guns, I'm like, but it's not.
Then so it's not Pokemon.
Exactly.
No, I mean, like I said, I could see a comparison, but it's not a direct ripoff.
It doesn't even play the same way.
Thank
at
you.
all.
Well, the only thing that plays the same is that you throw and catch animals from a ball. That's it.
Yeah, I'm just, dude.
Pokemon has more in common with Persona.
What?
I feel like Pokemon really leans on story so much more than you could even expect a Power World to.
Not just that, but even the battle system is like, why would you even be like, it's like a Pokemon, it's like an arena, what you call it? That's not, so Pokemon battles are not like this at all.
Well, they're super strategic, right?
Yeah, it's all
compared
about
to this, where I felt like I was, as long as I had a super stupid strong pal, I'll just throw it out there.
Done.
Just kill everything.
Done.
It's great. There is some strategy. There's some strategy to it. There is,
but it's not like
Pokemon.
Like Pokemon battles are more like, especially if you're playing against other people. PvP is more. It's like closer to chess, where you're trying to think like several steps ahead of of your
chess
opponent.
Closing.
No, you're really trying to think several steps ahead of your next opponent.
They ain't lying.
And you have to like strategy. I have entire strategies. I have like several different teams. Like I have a fast team. I have a team that's set up just to like lay out the field. Like their entire job is to lay out the field and poke at people.
Cozy.
Any good card game is like chess.
Yes.
Chess?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know why you think it's crazy.
Have you ever played Pokemon?
Have you ever played chess?
Yes, man.
No, he hasn't.
So you don't even know. Okay, so you don't know how Pokemon plays.
You're just asking me this because you're trying to piss me off. I train both of my sons to play chess.
He's too busy wrangling horses. Don't listen.
This man plays checkers. He
doesn't play chess.
Oh my!
This man's out. This man is on the farm. This man is outside.
You didn't know that Wakanda had their own version of chess called checkers.
Yep.
But yeah,
well, this was fun.
I played Marvel's chess. I know what I'm talking about.
And I get that they keep doing the Pokemon thing because it gets clicks and everything, but at this point it's like really silly. This is like Pokemon, but PvP with guns, except nothing like Pokemon.
I'm still stuck with Pokemon is like chess.
It is. You have never played Pokemon, so you wouldn't know. But
no, I'm not saying that you're lying. At
you
no
have your
point
team of
did I
six.
say that you're
you have to. If you train them for the best possible. Like you breed them for specific sets of characteristics.
Okay.
Including like egg moves. They have like abilities, innate abilities, and there'll be different ones that you can have. So you do all this work, you want the perfect IVs, all of that work, and then afterwards you train them up. You have to decide what moves they're going to have. And different Pokemon have different stats, and you build your team around. Like I have a fast team. Basically, all of them have there's a thing called, and it's turn based. So you're not, it's turn based. So you have to decide what moves you're going to play, how you're going to play the field, and stuff like that. So you have teams entirely built around certain scenarios. Like, oh yeah, I'm a mono trainer, so I don't train. I only train one type, and all my teams are based around one type. But
can you beat the game if you max out a certain type of Pokemon?
I mean, And so the game, I'm talking about is not
have.
the game itself, but when you're playing against real people. Those are two different things. Like when you play against real people, you have to strategically build a team because you don't win by having, it's not like, oh, you can level your way to victory. You have to actually build a team.
Okay, hypothetically speaking, right? If me and you were playing Pokemon, if I had, I don't know, level 100 characters.
That's not how it works. That's what I'm saying. It's not how it works.
Ah, man. All right. So on the Sunday pod next week, not this Sunday, I would like for you to come and teach like how Pokemon works. Maybe you might convince me to get a Switch just to.
You don't. Pokemon. Oh, for the best. Never mind. We can talk about this later. For the best experience, the best Pokemon.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
She's gonna tell you.
Sexman has an interesting point here. He says, "Look, Pokemon's problem is just like Final Fantasy problem. They're not innovating. Example, Power World and Persona. Cozy, is that something you can?
So Persona. That's the thing. Power World is not. And Pokemon are two vastly different games. They are not doing the same thing at all. Power World is at its heart a survival game with, creature capturing and battling mechanics. Pokemon at its heart is a creature taming team-based battle game. So they're like two different experiences.
Okay, so Power World hasn't taken over Pokemon's niche. That's what we're saying.
I don't like Power World because specifically I don't really like survival games. So the fact that it's that at heart kind of means I have very little interest in it. And there have been exceptions, but
I'm not laughing at you, Cozy. I heard you, but I'm not laughing at you. Vince says they don't have Steam decks in Wakanda. All right, let's move on. Some good news for anyone that's thinking about going to PC. You need to mainline GOG, all right? Because they're the good guys. They're the last remaining good guys in gaming. GOG just got its hands on a butt ton more SNK games, and now you can too with some hefty discounts. So. Been sitting at your desk thinking thoughts like, man, I really wish I could play Ninja Master How Nimpocho again? Or gee, will they just put Top Hunter, Roddy, and Kathy on PC already? No, well, maybe someone out there is, and it's their lucky day. GOG just threw a whole load more SNK games on its platform and popped them all on sale along with the rest of its SNK catalog. So you can nab some of the newer King of Fighter games from anywhere for $3 to $9. And while the original Metal Slug is going for a measly $2 right now, if sports games are more your bag, you can grab Soccer Brawl or Super Sidekicks for $5. And while Baseball Stars 2 is going for $1.80 during the sale. If you're looking for some real bang for your buck, the SNK 40th anniversary collection is currently 80% off in the sale, down from $30 to $6. It's the ultimate collection of classic arcade games from SNK's golden age with 24 different nostalgic titles back from the 1980s, according to GOG description. So these are the games. Anyone interested? Anyone excited for this or no?
A little.
Nothing. The crowd is silent.
Can you not hear me?
You're muted.
I will say this.
All right.
GOG.
It's all these games, Sam. All these games.
What's this in? Like, how do you get all these games?
GOG.
Oh, you pay $6. Yeah.
You said $86?
No, I'm saying $6.
Oh, I was gonna say, goodness gracious.
It's GOG, not
like,
UB.
That's a great deal.
It's GOG, not UB GOG.
UB
Mental,
GOG.
you wanted to say something. Go ahead, Mental.
Yeah, for those that aren't aware, GOG is the one store where when you buy a game, you actually own it because it's DRM free.
Yep.
Yeah, you just back it up. You don't need a launcher. You don't need anything. Just click that executable. Away you go. Best place to buy games.
You are still purchasing. On GOG, you are actually purchasing the game.
Yeah.
Not access to the game. You are purchasing it.
Imagine
just
if,
like the good old days.
Including
imagine if Ubisoft Star Wars goes on GOG.
Including Sony. That's funny. But
I would take that out with a smile on my face. I would buy it. I would buy it. I would buy it. I'm just saying. I would buy it if it was on GOG.
You can even get your Sony favorites like God of War, Uncharted, Legacy of Thieves, Days Gone, and of course Horizon Zero Dawn. There's a lot of.
Yep, they're available on GOG.
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn was pretty good. I like that game, but
the good one. Horizon Zero Dawn, or as I call it, the good one.
Get yourself
the good one.
The Forbidden West on GOG.
I'm not
get yourself the Gotti edition.
Anyway,
the GOGgy
the GOGgy edition.
I actually usually use it. I usually mostly use it for old games. I mean, I don't really buy a whole lot of new games, but a lot of the indies I'm like after aren't there. But so I usually use it just for like, oh man, this game that I haven't played in 20 years.
Yeah. So X-Man's interested. Nice. So X-Men, go for it, dude. $6 and you get everything SNK. Enjoy yourself, man.
Yeah. Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition. If you don't have Fallout 4, is there too? Only it's $13 Canadian, but
and we're about to get the 60 FPS.
Fallout 4. I was gonna ask you, Matt. Do you have the Gotti edition of Fallout 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Because I was gonna buy it because it's only $10. But if you have it, we're about to game share. It's pointless. So
yeah,
I'll just continue playing the one that I already own.
Like, I love Fallout so much, I crossed the border for this.
I was gonna buy the Gotti edition though because it's like for $10. Yeah, sure, I'd be buying the game a second time, but I'd get all that DLC. That's clearly more than $10 usually on sale.
Yeah.
Stop it.
What?
But yeah, they got a sale right now. I think it's for like $10 for Fallout 4 and all the DLC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a crazy good deal.
It's a good deal. Fallout franchise sale. It's the first thing I see once I go to the store on Xbox.
Yeah. It's worth
everything.
It's worth it.
Everything's on sale.
Vince corrects us saying you're paying for EXEs, not access. Okay. When you double click the EXE, what happens, Vince? Anyways.
Stop.
That's the SNK collection. Please make sure to go and buy these at GOG. Great website. Moving on.
I can't.
We've got Cozy's favorite game from last year. Game of the year. It's abandoning. It's
abandoned.
Pseudo.
Let's go. It came out.
Not abandoned. This guy. It's abandoning its pseudo exclusivity. How many of you guys didn't know, how many of you guys knew that this thing wasn't on PlayStation? Because I was not aware.
I did.
Assumed it was
I knew.
on PlayStation. What?
Yeah, it was people.
I knew that. I assumed it was on Nintendo.
Because they made a big announcement when they released it on Nintendo.
I thought it was on Nintendo, like when it launched. I was surprised it wasn't.
Yeah, they made a big deal when they announced, because initially it was just on PC, and then they put it out. And the only reason I knew that was also because I was looking into it, and I was like, man, a lot of people are sure dogging this game.
Yeah. All right, so Cozy, you can go first. What are your thoughts on? Oh my God, you guys need to settle. Vic and Sir X-Man, you guys need to settle down. All right. Cozy, what are your thoughts on Vampire Survivor going to PlayStation?
I'm excited to see the fanboys backtrack?
Suddenly.
You know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, anyone who gives that game a fair shot, if they said anything bad about it, they're going to be taking that back.
Man, that game is fucking crack. It's not okay.
Yeah. It's an issue, and they're going to find out. It's going to melt their brains.
Fucking Zorp.
The lizard god.
Mental, anything to say about Vampire Survivors on PlayStation?
Not really. No. I mean, nothing to add that hasn't been said already.
You know what? I'm really mad at you, Alok.
Why?
Because you got me buying a bunch of KOF games.
That's my job. You're welcome, cuz. You're welcome. And I knew, like, those prices, I'm like, this is gonna get her excited. $5, $2, $6. Like, what? I have to go get these games. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the show. It's been fun. Sapo says, I thought PS guys don't play indie games. That's not true. We do play lots of games. The game is boring.
The PS4 was called the Indie Station for a while.
Yeah.
I like how you casually included yourself in there. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, they
busted.
Yes, they do.
I sure do.
They do.
Hey, don't talk to me like that. I play lots of indie games.
God damn it.
Looks about to get out of here. Go silk his hooves.
Exposed. I can hear Alex playing exposed.
Exposed. Dancing.
Yeah.
Talking about my family like that.
Yeah.
It's about family. This is going to be a test for PlayStation.
You are exposed, sir.
Vampire Survivor is only $5. If they can't spend $5, they got problems. Oh man! All right, this was an awesome show, even though Ham was late as hell. Vince says exposed. All right, Cozy.
Yes.
Plug your stuff. Tell
All right.
where
Okay.
they can
So
find you.
You can find me on Thursdays on 4GQ TV. You can find me here on Stop It. You can find me and this pest here on Fridays.
Words like this, my time to shine.
You can find me with Loke later on Wasted with Wise, same day today.
Mhm.
And on Sundays, you can find me on Majestic Mayhem. I'm still working on some projects, and I will have an update as soon as I get time to gather everything together. And otherwise, you can find me wherever you find the coziest.
You missed one on Sundays. You missed one on Sundays.
What? Oh, but I thought I was just guessing there.
All right. I learned how to make ginger juice. Big wink. All right.
There you go.
Cool, Cozy.
Am I gonna rebuy a game?
You're about to do it. You're
okay, I will actually show you guys me drinking this. It's been fermenting for 2 weeks.
All right, let's go.
That sounds delicious. She just downs the whole thing.
No, that's not enough. God damn.
Chug.
I need to see some levels.
Chug.
Chug.
I need to see that belly expand.
I'll tell you what, Cozy.
You got a funnel?
Chug. Don't chug. Do not chug that.
You're muted, Cozy. You have to lower your mic.
You're muted.
Cozy, you're muted.
Oh,
what?
It's good.
That sounded bad.
But it's very gingery.
Okay.
If it's so good, why are you making that face?
Yeah, the face.
Because I was trying to drink it faster, but I haven't had anything to eat.
She looks like she's still stomaching it.
No, that's not what's happening. I was trying to drink it faster, but I haven't had.
Are you about to throw up live, Cozy?
He's like, it's fermenting in my throat.
Yes, the problem is I literally have not eaten anything today.
Because we could wait. Like, we don't have to go off the show. Like, we could just wait to see if you throw up live on TSWS.
I won't throw up. But I mean, no, it's
Let's
good.
have
It
10
actually
minutes of silence.
It's really good. It's just like, so if you have like it went down to my stomach and reminded me that I haven't anything to eat. It's also I immediately feel it pretty. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, so we're back to chug,
like,
chug,
back,
chug,
chug, chug, chug, chug, chug, chug, chug. Spam it in the chat, guys.
There
chug,
she goes.
Chug,
Woohoo!
Chug.
Vomit, vomit, vomit.
She's going to be on Wasted with Wise, so
Stop it,
I guess she's going to be wasted on Wise.
That's enough. What, dude? She might not be able to click over to Wasted with Wise.
Shit your pants.
Shit your pants.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
the mic again, Cozy.
Bring down the mic.
It's Wasted with Wise.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
so
you'll fit
just
right
to be
in.
Clear, Cozy. How did you make that? Ginger, sugar, and what else?
Ginger, sugar, and just
water?
and add some water, and then I put in a pinch of yeast. They make the yeast just for wine, and like you use the wine yeast.
So
because
if you don't
brewer's yeast.
If you don't add yeast, what happens?
It takes longer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Also, make sure you sterilize the jug and everything. You have to make sure that's all sterile, because if you don't, it can grow extra things.
Where's Matt?
You don't want extra things to grow.
It can kill you.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Good to know. Good to know.
Party up.
Vic, don't fucking click with another super chat. Thank you so much, Vic. Says amazing episode, Cozy and Loke, Ham Solo, Mental, Matt. Cozy saved me some. It's so good it killed her mic. That's some pretty good ginger. That's some pretty good ginger. Cozy is gonna throw up on the next podcast after this.
Vincent.
I am not going to. You know that I can. I can down like a liter in a weekend. So
come on, Vince.
What? Oh my. Okay. I'm taking this off. What?
What?
Cozy,
she doesn't eat meat. She doesn't eat meat.
God damn.
There is a dog on the floor, and she's not having it. She's like over here watching me.
No.
Okay, we're not going to be addressing that. Mental. Plug your stuff. We're not going to be doing that. Plug your stuff. Tell us what you're up to, etc., etc.
At Mental9R on X and Xbox and PSN and Steam. Mental9R pretty much everywhere except for Twitter, where I am. Caffeine Entertainment. And yeah, I dropped a couple new videos there in the last little bit. So if you want to check those out, that would be great and much appreciated. But yeah, just been trying to turn out some videos and play a little bit of games every now and then.
All right.
That's it, man. All right. Thanks. Oh, I guess I could say you can find me here Fridays, and on Sundays I'll be here too with Loke usually, and occasionally elsewhere. But yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. Hamothy.
Yo.
Plug.
Yeah.
Plug.
Yeah, so I just dropped a video today called CBOTD, and I was talking about how the game is free to be able to play the demo right now. I have the Steam link in the description of that video. It's a tower defense game. I got the chance to play it at PAX and meet some of the developers for that game. It's a lot of fun, but I'll have to tell you, the demo is like kind of an early build of the game. It's still a lot of fun, but it's not, like, in my opinion, gonna be like the best representation of what the game's gonna be completely when it comes out, because there's gonna be a lot more added to it. But anyways, yeah, go check out that video, see if that's a game that you want to get into, and there's a link in the description to go try out the demo for it for Steam. As for next week, I should be dropping another video of another game that I got to check out while I was at PAX, but also I'll have a interview next week with Lord Sov. Finally getting him on to complete the Iron Lord family of people that I've interviewed. So
nice.
So I'm pretty excited about that. One of the main reasons I'm bringing that up is because that interview will be on a Saturday instead of a Thursday, because bro works throughout the week and he is very particular.
What's that? Nice. I'll finally be able to watch. God damn
I think I might start opening up Saturdays as an option for Behind Them Sticks, just for the fact that sometimes I feel like Thursday nights are just so busy in podcasting. Yeah. As for Saturday, isn't as bad, and more people are off of work.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Sam. I'm gonna do the last point, and then I'll do the outro. That we
go to Matt first. He's back.
Matt's back. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm back. I lost power. It's windy as hell over here right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Aren't you in
because of wind?
You're in the next county
here. It's actually the same here.
You're in the next county from Loke.
You have no electricity over there.
No, I'm surprised because it's the same here. It's really windy and stormy, and I'm surprised it flickered, but it didn't go out. But yeah.
It flickered. Wait, for
you guys too? Lose electricity because of wind.
Because we're like separate.
We're like opposite ends of the state.
Yeah.
When winds gusts over like 55 miles per hour, sometimes the electricity kind of flickers off for a second.
Yeah, mine flickered. It didn't go out, but so I have a doggo too.
Loke is feeling like a man Foxy, in Texas right now.
Loke's amazed. You mean weather? You mean weather can cause power outage?
No. I was very specific. Wind is
weather, buddy.
I'm just saying specifically wind.
Yeah. You ever get high winds and then you lose power for a second and it comes right back on?
No, we do get high winds, but I've never lost electricity because of wind.
Loke says his electricity is Texas tough.
Well, God bless you. That's true too. Also,
this wind is Texas tough.
But to get myself out of the
Texas
way right
tough.
now,
Let's go.
You can find me here every Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern for this show, BullSittin. You can find me on my own channel, Matt Likes Games videos every Monday and Friday. Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern.
You can't see your face.
Whoa, what?
The dog.
I need to bring her up, Cozy. We can't see.
He's heavy.
Cozy, not in the middle of Matt doing his outro. Jeez Louise.
God damn.
Have some respect.
There you go.
Oh my God, that dog does not want to be picked.
Yo, and the dog's like, let go of me.
What are you doing?
The dog almost did a fucking barrel roll right in your arms. My God. But yeah, Mondays and Fridays for videos on my channel. Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern is the L3R3 podcast with myself. It's me, Twan, and Hard Days Mike. And then on Wednesdays, it's the 2-player podcast at 4 p.m. Eastern going forward with myself, Ham Solo. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
I'm just imagining that dog being like, no, not again. Let me go, you drunk bitch. Let me go.
So she's like literally the sweetest dog ever. She has like.
We couldn't tell, Cozy. We could not tell.
She has like no sense of like. The only time I ever heard her growl was when she did a corrective growl at a puppy that was like being too much
extra,
and she like she did a corrective growl. But other than that, she's like the chillest.
Chill.
Like you could take her anywhere and she'll just be completely unbothered on face. She doesn't run up to people or whatever. But if people walk up and like pet her, she's like whatever.
Yeah.
What is that?
Opposite of my dog.
What is that little side name you have down there?
Oh, you notice it? This is like the third week.
I eat turd burgers.
Yeah,
he eats turd burgers. That's what that is.
It's been like that for 3 weeks.
Cozy, like I'm a classy bitch. I like to eat my turd burgers.
I like them fresh.
Like some steaming.
Get me some fresh turd burgers. Preferably from Texas. Texas turds.
A Texas.
You want that Texas tough turd?
You know the people that made that like kitty litter cake will live rent free in my head forever.
That's disgusting.
It had nothing to. It was like cake, but it looked like kitty litter.
Oh, okay. That's still disgusting.
Okay,
it was disgusting, but also it lives rent free.
Kitty litter, correct?
Huh? What?
You didn't eat like cat food. You
Me?
didn't do that.
As a kid?
No. Yes.
You've never eaten kitty litter? You don't do that?
You never ate cat food or dog food as a kid?
Yeah,
kitty litter isn't cat food though.
Yeah, but I mean, you never done that?
Yeah.
I used to get corn-based kitty litter, and I had to stop because my cat would eat it.
The fuck?
Oh my god!
All right, let me do the last point because it's getting too weird. Let me do the last point and do the outro.
Wrap this up.
You sounded very serious, Matt. That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
Well, I'm always serious, Luke. I'm never not.
I'll be brief. Last point.
You better be.
Time me. You know you have to time me. The culture war has not begun, ladies and gentlemen. It has been waged and will be waged so long as the sentient humans remain on planet Earth. So why would Gamergate, which was a fight over gaming culture, be any different? There's no Gamergate 2 because Gamergate 1 never ended. Both sides simply backed away into their respective corners and decided to wage a cold war. Well, the nukes have just been launched. The blades are stellar. The Raider is now a truth seeker, and Cabrutus Rambo's Steam list now sits at over 300,000 people. Kotaku is redirecting the ship. Alyssa Mercante is attempting to become the story, and Grums is stalking every Dick, Tom, and Harry with an inkling to the left. We have been made aware of community managers who hate video games. They don't like the gamers either. As my American friends on this panel would say, make that make sense. I personally don't like golfers or golf. So as a person with common sense, I'll never apply to be a community manager to do anything with golfing or golfers. Common sense. On one hand, we've got these so-called realists who argue that female characters in games should represent real women with all their flaws and imperfections. You know what? They're right. It's about time we stop perpetuating these unattainable standards of beauty and start embracing diversity in our gaming worlds. Let's see characters of all shapes, sizes, and colors because that's what real life looks like. But on the other hand, we've got these purists who insist that any attempt to change the status quo is tantamount to censorship and political correctness run amok. They argue that game developers should have the freedom to create whatever characters they want without being shackled by the demands of social justice warriors. And you know what? They're also right. Artistic freedom is important. Artistic freedom is important, and we shouldn't be stifling creativity in the name of political correctness. So where does that leave us? Right where we started. The devs and publishers will do what they want, and we, the customers, maintain control by deciding where we spend our money. Sael said it best. Your coins dictate which machines stay in the arcade. Go and buy Stellar Blade if you want to perpetuate those sort of games. Go and buy Sta Wars Outlaws if you don't like obviously beautiful female characters to do the same. And may the best games win. Thank you for listening. Let me do the outro now. Our weekly schedule is as follows. Sundays is for my gaming log. This is a podcast where I decompress from the week in gaming at 2100 Central African time. Mondays, we have the crossover on TSWS Gaming at 2:30 Eastern, where Ham Solo and K Mega discuss Xbox-related stuff. Tuesdays, me and Ham Solo duke it out in a quick-fire discussion centering on video game news on the lowdown at 5 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays we're off on TSWS, but Ham Solo does feature on Matt Likes Games channel for the 2-player podcast at 2 p.m. Eastern on Matt Likes Games channel on YouTube. Matt Likes Games. Thursdays I headline on YouTube.
It's a channel.
It's a channel. Matt Likes Games. On YouTube. On YouTube.
Thursdays
Wednesday and Friday.
God damn it!
Yeah,
Thursdays
it's a channel on YouTube.
Sticks at 8 p.m. Eastern, where Ham Solo introduces people in and around gaming that you may or may not know to try and positively bring people together. Fridays is the big hangout we've coined as BullSittin, featuring Cozy Beluga, Matt Likes Games, Ham Solo, Mental, myself, and a special guest or two to discuss the week's big gaming happenings. Also after the discussions, we also wait to see what Cozy is going to eat or drink live 4 p.m. Eastern. Today, she drank ginger beer that she
ginger juice
made. Ginger juice that she made at home with
and
no assistance
mozzarella
from the government.
Yes.
Oh yeah, also mozzarella.
Yes, mozzarella.
That
she
is
did not
crucial.
consume a controlled substance.
Yes, she did not do that.
She didn't do that
at all. She didn't do that.
Ginger juice.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to thank you for tuning in to BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. We hope you had as much fun watching as we did talking gaming. If you enjoyed the podcast, smash the like button. If you didn't enjoy the podcast, smash the like button, because the algorithm doesn't care. Share this pod with your friends, your enemies, because these views regardless. Also, subscribe to our channel for more gaming content. Thank you so very much for watching.
Hey.
What?
Hey, before we get out, let me just send us off with something tough.
What? Oh my God! What you wanna put on screen, man?
Is it gonna actually be tough, or
what the fuck
is it gonna just be bad? It's just gonna
He's been barely holding it together, so
bro.
I feel like it's gonna just be bad.
Keep it together, Ham. What is going on?
He's been having a hard time for several minutes.
Bro, what are you about to put on the screen?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Like
no.
What's this?
Get this shit out of here!
God damn it! All right. Thank you for watching, people. Thank you for watching.